So that is officially the longest run I've ever done in my life. What's going on YouTube? Welcome back to another video. In today's video, I am going to be talking to you about how to balance running and your lifting program. All right, so it is officially October 1st, which means I am 21 days out from my Spartan beast. For those of you who are new to the channel, I am trying to complete the Spartan trifecta. I already got the sprint, I already got the super, now I just need the beast. Now the beast is a 13-mile run, or half a marathon mile run mixed in with 30 obstacles. So today is actually, this past week has been the last week of my major volume when it comes to running. So today I got the longest running of my training block so far, and it calls for 13 miles. This will be the longest run I've ever done in my life. So I've been thinking about this run all week. I was super excited for it, and then about 2 days ago I started dreading it. Yesterday I was really dreading it, and then I woke up this morning really dreading it. So I am not excited to do this 13-mile run. It's gonna probably take me about 2 hours, just because again, I'm just taking a smooth, steady pace. I did 11 miles last week, and I wanna say it took me 2 hours or so, or right under 2 hours. I think I ran like a 10-minute per mile pace. So I'm hoping to do the same thing this week, obviously just a little bit longer. Now, some takeaways I got last week. One, I had a super bad pain in my left like shoulder blade, and I think it was just from constantly doing this. So I foam rolled the mess out of it, used my massage gun over this week, so I'm hoping I have no pain. I just got done foam rolling, I loosened up, and I got this cool little vest, because when they do Spartan races, they have water stations with like, water stations with like bananas and stuff that you could stop and get. But if for some odd reason this race just kicks my butt and I feel like I'm gonna die, I brought some of my own, so I'm gonna test out this vest I got off of Amazon. We'll see how it works. I got 2 water bottles, okay? This one is filled with water and my carb powder. This is just filled with water. Now I've been up since 4:30. I woke up at 4:30, had my bagel with my banana and honey and peanut butter probably at about 4:45. I let that digest, and about 30 minutes ago I took 2 scoops of carb powder, which is basically a carb powder mixed in with electrolytes, and that's also what I got right here. So now when it comes to running long distances or running a lot of volume, one thing you want to do in order to obviously try to maintain, when you run, you are going to be burning a lot of calories, and depending on what zone you are running in, you could be burning muscle too. So all my runs, except for like my sprints and stuff I've been doing, they've all been pretty much zone 2. So I'm just chilling in zone 2. So that's exactly what I'm gonna be hoping to do during this one. I should keep my heart rate at below 151 beats per minute. Like I said, it's gonna take me two hours. Probably gonna be listening to a podcast from David Goggins. Hopefully I could pull out my inner Goggins along this run. But like I said, this should take me about 2 hours. It's currently 6:30. So this is also gonna be like a pre-race day trial run, because again, it is 13 miles. So my plan for today, run the 13 miles. When I come in, eat breakfast, just probably have like a bowl of oatmeal, maybe some banana, protein, whatever. And then about an hour later, I plan on doing my regular back and bicep workout. And then I plan on eating a lot later today to refuel from this run and from this workout. So I'm gonna jump in straight into this, because the more I keep talking, the more I don't wanna do it. So let's just embrace the suck and make it happen. Time to clock in. All right, so I'm currently almost halfway there, about an hour in, so I'm 55 minutes, 5.34 miles, running a 10 minute per mile pace. I plan on, when I get about an hour into the race, to obviously make sure I replenish with some carbs and electrolytes. So that's what I'm gonna do right now.
And then once I finish this, I should be able to make it the remaining like 7 miles. It's kind of ridiculous that we're 7.5 miles. It's kind of ridiculous that I'm not even halfway there. Running sucks. Running is like, it's very boring. I'm not that sore right now. I feel it a little bit in my calves and my like lower back. But other than that, like my breathing's fine. I'm just really, really bored. Running is boring. So if you guys know any tricks to make running not boring, comment below because this sucks. All right, so we're just at about 12 miles. Only got a mile left. I ended up finishing my water, finishing my carb powder. I haven't filmed because I got kind of in that flow state when you're just moving and grooving and feeling good. Right now, my cardio is fine. I'm starting to feel super thirsty. And then the only pain I have, my knees are killing me, my ankles and my calves. Other than that, I'm chilling. I'm just getting super thirsty. So for next time, I need to make sure I pack a little bit more water. But as for energy and fuel, I'm actually feeling pretty good. So last mile, home stretch, embrace the suck. Let's clock in. That is officially the longest run I've ever done in my life. So I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna change, drink some water, probably eat, and then I will recap my run. I'm too tired to do it right now. All right, now that I am fueled up, got some water in me, let's do a recap of what my stats were for this morning's run. So first let's do a physical recap. After I was not actually that sore. Yeah, so my hips, my groin, my calves, and then my knees are definitely feeling it. And I think I'm feeling it in my knees due to the fact this morning I weighed in at 208 pounds, 208.3. That was at like 4:45 this morning. After my run, my 13 miles, I weighed in at 203.3. So I actually lost 5 pounds on the run. Last week when I did my 11 miles, I lost 4 pounds on the run. So I kind of figured I was gonna obviously lose some weight. It's probably water weight, not a big deal. But once I actually came in, rested, sat down, I definitely started feeling it, like I said, in my hips. And I'm feeling it right now. It's about 11 o'clock right now. So it's been about 2 hours since I finished my run. So let me give you the recaps of it. All right, so overall it took me 2 hours and 20 minutes and 31 seconds. I ran 13.21 miles because I think an actual half marathon is like 13.1. I had an average pace of 10:38, which I figured I'd be around 10 minutes per mile. And then I burnt 2,021 calories and my average heart rate was 147. So I was shooting for below 151, so I kept that right where I wanted it. So overall, I was actually happy with how the run went. Now again, I got to do that exact same run in 3 weeks. I think I'll be ready. This was going to be the hardest run of the prep. Everything else starts dialing down. So like next week, my longest run is 9 miles. And then the week after that, I think it's like 5. And then the week leading up to it, it's going to be super low volume. But when it comes to balancing your running with your lifting, okay, I know a lot of people on the internet, it's hybrid athlete is what everybody's referring to it as. It's like, it's the fad, or it's like all the rage right now. Everybody's doing hybrid athletes and making that switch, which I think it's awesome because I think any extreme of one thing is always a bad thing. So I think having balance is good. This hybrid athlete took place. It was just basically about creating someone or being someone that is able to run a good amount of volume while lifting weights and building that physique. So that's about that. So now I'm gonna go hit a back and bicep workout. Back and biceps always land on my Saturday high volume run days because again, I'm training for a race. All my goals are geared towards this race in 21 days. This race is gonna be a lot of pulling, grip strength, upper body. I mean, besides the burpees, that's pretty much about it. It's all gonna be about being able to pull my body weight up to a certain part or swing my body weight a certain way. So I'm gonna go get ready and then I will take you guys through this back and bicep destroyer. And then when I am done, I'm gonna put down some major calories. I might even have a cheat meal. I've been pretty good when it comes to cheat meals lately, so I think I'm gonna destroy some cheat meal and maybe game it up or watch some movies or something and just relax on this day. But first things first, we gotta go destroy some back and some buys. So let's make it happen.
Tell you what, it is a beautiful day here in Southern California, Victorville. So I'm gonna go ahead and keep the garage open for this workout, especially because it is nice outside. It's currently like 82. It is windy though, and that is one thing I did prep for yesterday. I did realize that it's probably gonna be windy at 11:30. I did not want to run in the wind. Now granted, when it comes down to race day, I'm not gonna really have an option. I'm just, if it's windy, if it's raining, if it's snowing, that is what it is. I just gotta do what I gotta do, so I'll deal with it then. Now, one thing I was thinking about during my run is accountability, which you've heard me say it before on my channel, how important it is to find people in your life that are gonna hold you accountable. And you gotta find the right people, first of all. So like all week, obviously, Cassie knew about my run. A couple people from work knew about my run. I told my dad about my run. My dad and I were supposed to have like I don't know, father-son day kind of day today. We were gonna get a bunch of food, watch a bunch of movies, but something came up. So we aren't able to do that. But in the back of my head, I knew that since my dad knew I was gonna run these miles, if I didn't run the miles, because I'll be honest with you, when I woke up this morning, I almost didn't run them. I almost was just like, all right, I'll run 10, it's not a big deal. But I was talking about this this run all week, and I knew that if I didn't run the 13 miles, one, my dad was gonna ask me when he saw me either today or tomorrow, how was your run? Because I told him about it. And that's one of the reasons why I told him about it, because I knew my dad would follow up on it with me. If I wanted to cancel on the run or back out, I wouldn't have told my dad, because there's no accountability there, right? So a part of me told him because obviously I was just letting him know, but a part of me told him because I knew he was gonna ask, which was gonna hold me accountable. Because the last thing I wanna do is obviously talk about doing something all freaking week, or talk about doing something for a very long time, and then when it comes down to actually, did I do it? Having someone ask me like, hey, how'd it go? And me being like, oh, I didn't do it. I did not want to have that happen. So like when I got about 2 miles into the race, my hip was killing me, and I was like, dude, this sucks. I don't know if I'm gonna do it. But in the back of my head, I just kept thinking, my dad's gonna ask me, and I don't want to be like, oh, I chickened out, or I make up an excuse or a reason. So when it comes to this stuff, guys, you guys know you gotta find someone to hold you accountable. Find someone that's gonna also, though, when you do it, like encourage you to do it, right? And sure enough, when my dad texted me this morning, one of the first things he asked was, how did your run go this morning? So it was very cool and very comforting to be able to screenshot my run and send that picture to my dad like, I did it, right? So it would have sucked if he said, how'd your run go? And your mind starts thinking of all these reasons and excuses. And as you start, at least personally, when I've ever done that, when I'm thinking of reasons and excuses of why I didn't do something, as soon as I start thinking of all these reasons, I literally just start feeling like trash as I'm thinking about it. So if I'm like, oh, this one excuse, I feel like trash. This one excuse, I'm feeling more like trash. This reason, I'm feeling more like trash. So again, anytime you have to justify or make excuses for not sticking to your word, you're gonna feel like trash. So it was either feel like trash during the run and feel really good knowing that I completed it and then sending that text to my dad, or feel like trash during the run, cut it short, feel like trash since I cut it short, and then once my dad asked me for that text or how I did, feel like trash as I'm justifying it to him. So you gotta pick your trash, but not all trash is created equal. Some trash is better than other trash. So another side note, but on that, we're gonna jump into this back workout. Now, I'm gonna start off with some lat pull downs, okay? If you've been following along for the past couple workouts, you know that pretty much my rep scheme is 12, 10, 10, 8. So I pyramid up in weight, right? I pyramid up in weight, but then I pyramid down in reps. Now on this one, I'm gonna hit 12, 10, 10, 8. So the first set of 12, I'm really gonna choose a weight that I could probably do like 15 reps. I'm only gonna do 12. The second weight on the set of 10, I'm gonna do a weight that I probably could do maybe 12 reps, maybe 15, but again, I'm only doing 10. My working sets are gonna be the second set of 10. So I'm gonna choose a weight that I could barely get 10, but I have to get 10. And then the last set for 8, I'm gonna choose a weight that I could barely hit 8, but I gotta hit 8. And then you already know that as soon as I finish with that 8, I'm gonna take off all the weight and put the weight that I originally started with for the first set of 12, and I'm gonna do as many as I can. So it's like a drop set. So first set, traditional lat pull down, I'm gonna keep them in the front. And again, you'll notice my hands are kind of a little bit closer. They're not super far out because I'm really trying to target the lats and that upper back. So I'm gonna do that. So that's gonna be exercise 1 of this back and bicep workout. Let's get it. All right, so for that last set of 8, again, as soon as I finish that last rep, I take off the weight and I put on the original weight of what I did 12 times in the beginning. Since I did it 8 reps, I'm shooting to get at least 16 reps. So I want to double it with the original weight. And the reason why I do that is because remember, the weight that I choose for the first set of 12 is a weight that I could probably do maybe 15 times, but I don't. So that's why I try to double it by going to that weight. All right, now that that's done, I'm gonna jump straight into barbell row. I've been bent over barbell row. I got back into doing bent over barbell row. One, I just feel like it takes a lot of strength. It builds that back thickness, and that's really what I'm trying to do right now. Plus, it's hard. So I'm gonna do 12, 10, 10, 8. Same rep scheme as I did on the lat pull downs. Same concept with barbell rows. And then again, that weight that I do 8 times, strip the weight. I'm gonna put on the original weight of 12. I'm gonna try to double it. So we'll see how this goes. Barbell rows are done. I think I may have messed up my foot on my run. Definitely feeling it in the top part of my left foot. I don't know what that means. But anyway, so now I'm gonna do low cable row. Again, I'm gonna do 12, 10, 10, 8. Now, if you watch how I do this, you'll kind of see a certain body lean. I try not to break 90. Like, so if you're, most people when they row, they're like upright. I kind of have a little, I try to keep a little lean forward and then really row. I saw it on Instagram, someone was talking about that's the correct way to do it. Again, if I see something, I'm gonna try it. I start doing that, you feel it way more in your lats and everything else, as opposed to some people when they go 90, what ends up happening is when it gets heavy, they end up actually coming back farther. So now they're not even at 90, they're almost past 90. I'm gonna be just in front of 90, whatever that is, for all you math people out there. So again, 12, 10, 10, 8, I'm pyramiding up in weight. And this is gonna be our third back exercise. right, third exercise is done. Also on that one, when you're doing the row, so depending on where you place your hand, if you place your hand at the top of the cable attachment, you're gonna feel it differently in your back. If you place it at the bottom of it as you're rowing towards you, you're gonna feel it different placements. Anytime it comes to a cable attachment, or actually even dumbbell exercises, where your hand is placed plays a role in where you actually feel it on your body. So try it both ways. Like I said, I did 4 sets. 2 sets I tried to keep my hands toward the tops. 2 sets I tried to keep it towards the bottom, kind of target every area of the back. That's my thought process at least. All right, so third exercise is done. Now we're gonna jump into our first superset, or actually I think our only superset. I'm gonna do lat pull downs, but for this one I'm gonna use the cable attachment I just had. I'm gonna do narrow, so I'm gonna really try and bring it to my chest, kind of keep that back arched all the way up, bring it straight down. So I'm gonna do 10 reps, and then I'll immediately go into incline dumbbell bench row. So I'm gonna use both hands. I like using both hands just because I feel a little bit more mind muscle connection and the contraction as opposed to doing one-handed dumbbell rows. Also, if you're in a time crunch, doing one-armed dumbbell rows takes obviously longer than doing 2 or both hands at once. So I'm not trying to be in here forever. I'm trying to keep all my workouts underneath an hour. So we'll see how this one is. So again, I'm gonna do probably 4 sets of 10. So I'll start with the lat pull down, do 10, go straight into the dumbbell row for 10, and then wait about 30 seconds and I'm gonna do it again. So it's a shorter break. All my other breaks were a minute rest, but this one is only gonna be 30 because again, I'm trying to get all the blood pumping there. And it also just sucks. If you don't believe me, try it. So 4th set, lat pull down, I call it narrow grip, superset with incline bench dumbbell row. 4 sets, 10 reps. Let's get it. Okay, so now that that is done, that one just absolutely sucks. And I don't know if it's from the half marathon I ran today and my back is just toast, but I think the shorter rest period, and obviously you still wanna go a heavy weight on like each exercise. I probably could have gone a little bit heavier on the lat pull down because 10 reps, I still had a little bit left in the tank when I got to 10. As for the dumbbell row, that was a perfect weight because I was struggling just to get 10. So kind of gauge it, obviously make sure you're tracking it, but the shorter rest period absolutely sucks, and you should feel the blood pumping to your entire bicep, back, upper back, lats, everything right there. So that was technically exercise 4 and 5, right? Yeah, so now we're gonna do exercise 6 and 7, which is also another superset. So we're gonna do T-bar row. It's not a traditional T-bar row. Usually people use both hands. I like to do single and isolate the arm and the back and the lat that way you can eliminate any weakness. So I'm gonna do 3 sets, 12 to 15 reps on T-bar row with single arm. And then I'm gonna go straight into, I call it a lat pull down on a bench. You'll see why I call it that. This one I'm going a little bit lighter weight, and I'm trying to do 3 sets of as many reps possible. So I'm shooting between like 12 to 20 reps, a weight that I can get. I know that's kind of a big gap, but a weight that you can get more than 12 reps, but not more than 20, if that makes sense. And this one, again, you'll see I'm really focusing on the squeeze and trying to get all the blood pumping to my lats and my upper back. So this is exercise technically 6 and 7, our second superset. And for this one, I'm gonna do the T-bar straight into the lat pull down, and then you get a minute rest in between. Only 3 sets on this one. All right, so 2 things. First thing, when you do the single arm T-bar row, if you watch, I try to keep I try to keep at least a flat back or a 90. I may have a slight bend in my back, but it's the same form as I have when I do my bent over barbell rows. Now, the key is as you're rowing up, I like to have it, if this is my leg, my hand is coming up pretty much directly in front of my leg, and then also I'm acting like I'm pulling it towards my belly button. If you pull it towards your belly button, you feel it a lot more in your lat. Again, that's where I'm focusing. So depending on where your elbow is, if your elbow's out here and you're pulling it to your chest, you're gonna feel it different. That one I was pulling it towards my belly button because again, I'm trying to engage the lat since I'm supersetting with this. Now when it comes to this one, I like to keep my hands like this, not like this. So I'm not pulling the rope down like this. I try to keep them like that because again, the grip is different. And as I'm pulling it down, I'm really trying to, it's almost like that overhead, I guess you could say lat. So the fly that you do when you pull over like this, it's kind of that same motion, but I'm trying to pull it as low as I can, like towards my belly button. And then as I get to my belly button, I'm really trying to like flare out my lats to get that mind muscle connection and pump as much blood to the muscle as I can. So that's my thought process as I'm going through that. Second thing, I lied to you guys. There's no biceps in this workout. I don't know why I thought it was back and biceps. Today is strictly back focus. That's why there's so many back exercises. So there's only one more exercise. So right now I am currently at about 56 minutes. If I was not filming, I'd probably be about at 50 minutes. So it's a pretty quick back workout that you could do if you want to substitute one of your current back workouts. So the last one I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do cable row, but a different type of cable row. So I'm gonna show you it because it's just different, but I'm gonna do it. This one, again, I'm focusing on more reps, so a lot of volume. I'm gonna do 4 sets of 25. I've been kind of incorporating 4 sets of 25 into the like finishers of my workouts just because I like the way it feels and it gives you a stupid pump. So I'm gonna do 4 sets of 25 on this cable row, lighter weight. Again, I'm really focusing on the squeeze. I'm focusing on my tempo, not just throwing weight around, but I wanna get 25 reps, 4 sets, minute rest in between. This is called the fatality finisher. Yeah, you can call it whatever you want, but I call it the fatality finisher. So let's get it. All right, so we're back, and you can obviously tell that I'm not in my gym or in my gym attire. My camera decided to die on my last set, so I wasn't able to film obviously this segment in there, but whatever, we're here. So I'm showered, trimmed the beard, put some lotion on, feel a lot better because I was disgusting. I could feel the salt on me. I was tired and I ate. So I'm gonna give you guys another tip on when it comes to balancing your weightlifting or your workouts along with cardio to be the hybrid athlete. You gotta do is you gotta keep balance. And when I mean balance, I say, for instance, if you are running 5 days a week, you need to be lifting 5 days a week or working out 5 days a week. It's not like I run 7 days a week and only lift 5 days a week. The only times I lift are the days that I'm running. So 5 days a week, I'm doing some form of cardio and then some form of lifting. When you're lifting, you need to be lifting heavy. So like I said, you saw my workout today. That's pretty much how all my workouts work throughout the week. It's usually 5 to 7 exercises, and then you got to have balance between lifting weights and obviously cardio. All right, so that wraps it up for this video today. I appreciate you guys watching. I hope this was informative for those people that are trying to be that hybrid of being able to run long distances and at the same time put on size. I am 21 days out. This next week, like I said, I'm going to kind of dial back on the volume of running. The final, and then the week after that, same thing. And then the final week, I think I got a total of like 10 miles that day, or that week. So it's a very, very low volume week just to keep me rested. My plan for that week is obviously to increase my carbs and calories. That way, come race day, I am fueled and ready to go. That about does it for me, guys. I appreciate you guys watching. I appreciate you guys subscribing. If you have not subscribed, then you might as well subscribe since you watched this far. You guys know the motto: stay happy, stay healthy, and above all, don't be average. I will catch you guys in the next one.